started when I was, let me see, when I was 19. I thought I'd go on for a year, and that would be the end of it, you know.
Why is that? Didn't you believe in yourself?
No, not at all, not at all. You know, I still don't, you know. It's still, I'm still very insecure about my voice and everything I do with music.
Insecure though Rod Stewart may have been in the past, and as low as his critical stock may have fallen during the glittery disco era, he's created a body of work that seems almost custom-made for acoustic tribute on MTV Unplugged. It's the latest upsurge in a creative life that's taken many an odd turn.
Your career goes up and down, you know. I wouldn't put it down to any one thing. I would like to think it was because I write pretty good songs. I'm not a bad singer, but you know, the public is fickle. And there's a lot of competition out there, some real good bands out there now. Yeah, I'm very, very lucky. I mean, what more can I say? You know, I thank God every day, and if it was to all end tomorrow, if I was to lose my voice tomorrow and I couldn't sing, I really couldn't complain.
I was a kid at school. I messed around with all the rules. Apologized then, realized I'm not different after all.
Hey, that's my family there. The Stewarts are a very close-knit family. You know, I'm very far away from them. We're very close-knit. We were a common pig.
Ridiculous. But boy, we broke some hearts.
I love that picture. I look like such a hooligan.
In and out of jobs, running free, waging war with society.
My father wanted me to play soccer when I left school, and in actual fact I did for about 6 weeks. I think he was very disappointed when I didn't become a professional, because we're a soccer family, everybody, all the boys play. He was a bit disappointed, but they didn't hold me back one bit. I mean, in fact, it was my dad that bought me a guitar. So he said, well, they're all playing it up the street. He said, why don't you take it up? There's money there. So I did. Oh, it's the Jeff Beck Group. Mickey Waller on drums there, Ron Wood on guitar, Nicky Hopkins struggling to play the piano, and your good self here at the vocals. And I must be honest, if it wasn't for Jeff, maybe my career wouldn't have taken off, because it was the Jeff Beck Group that brought me to America. So thank you, Jeff, you old bugger.
Oh, he was lurking in this club one night, and I think we were the last two people.
That's it. I came up and said, are you a taxi driver? And you said, may I play the guitar? And you said to me, are you a bouncer? I said, no, I'm a singer.
His elbow was sliding forward like that. I thought, well, I'll catch it just before it slips off the end of the table. And, no, it was great. We met up in the club. We'd known him.
William,
yeah, there's a London club where all sorts of things go on at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, like Ron Wood was there, for instance.
Yeah. No, I had to find a vocalist from somewhere. I thought, well, I might as well get the best first, you know what I mean?
Not a bad choice, old boy. Certain times, to be honest, Jeff became a little envious of the relationship between me and Woody, because Woody and I would be on the left-hand side of the stage, and Jeff would always be over on the right-hand stage. And me and Woody were always messing about with each other, and we had a sort of, and still have, hopefully, a sort of fashion consciousness. And he got a little envious at one point. Well, so envious that he fired Woody. And I remember telling Jeff, I said, I think I'll try and stay with the band, but I miss Woody, you know, because I think half the success of the band is because we're all mates, and I still think that holds. You know, it's very important to have your mates in the band. And just once Woody had left, it was like losing a leg for me. So we left and joined the Faces pop group. conversation with Jagger, and he said, I would never steal Woody from you, Rod. You know, never steal Woody from you. I said, I really respect you for that, Mick. Of course, he did. But I think Woody and I had a discussion, and we said, I think we've taken the Faces as far as we can go. And I think me and Woody had gone as far as we could go musically, you know. And he wanted to go with them, and I really wanted to form my own band. And when we started the last Faces tour, we knew, the two of us knew it was the last tour. None of the other guys knew, nobody else knew. I always felt so guilty when I was with the Faces because I was becoming more successful than the band, which wasn't what we set out to do, you know. So that relieved that pressure, you know, and then I was responsible for my own destiny.
Going home, running home, down to gasoline alley where I started from. Going home and I'm running home, down to gasoline alley where I was born.
Every time I bring out an album, it's always compared to Gasoline Alley, which didn't sell. You couldn't give that album away on street corners, right? And Every Picture Tells a Story. I mean, it's like if I was to make albums like Every Picture Tells a Story year in and year out, I'd be criticised for copying Every Picture Tells a Story. It does get a bit tiresome, you know, but I think everybody gets, every singer, every guitar player, they always look back and say that was his best work. It wasn't necessarily the ones that sold. You know, I've had huge selling albums since then, but it is a bit tiresome. I wish people would just move on and forget the past, you know.
You want my body and you think I'm sexy. Come on, honey, tell me so.
It was funny because it was the most successful part of my career. It's when I did Blondes Had More Fun and Do You Think I'm Sexy? And I think a lot of people thought I was writing about myself when I wrote that song. You know, and I was asking everybody, do you think I'm sexy? When it isn't that at all. It's in the third person, that song. But I certainly went through a lot of criticism. But I think everybody does. I mean, everybody puts their foot in their mouth once in their career and gets stabbed in the back.
Dance with me. She won't dance with me. Your heart's beat free tonight. Baby Jane, don't it make you feel sad? Some guys have all the love. Some guys have all the pain. Who you gonna get? Who you gonna get a big love shot? Well, the one you love's in love with someone else.
I think what's helped me is having Andy Taylor on the last album. He's a fine guitar player. I think that helped me write perhaps a different style of song. I don't think you can go into the studio and say, right, I'm going to please the market today, I'm going to please everybody out there. You've got to please yourself first, and I've always been a rock and roll fan, and if I please myself and I'm a rock and roll fan, I've got to please everybody else that's out there. Sounds easy, but it's not.
The minute the money went down on that non-refundable